All right, guys, today I'm here with my good friend and his fellow trainer, Mr. Wansix. This is the world's best trainer for Haitians, building an elite community of Haitians who are just unlocking their fitness potential. But Wansix, have you ever heard of the grit method?
Never, Rowan. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Let's go. So that is the whole plan for today, guys, is I'm going to take my friend Wansix through a gritty rep workout. We're going to use my Optimized Fitness app. We're going to go from the top down and just go through a fully optimized, efficient, and effective workout. And yeah, we're just gonna have some fun. No, not too much scripting, none of that. Just real raw grit.
That's about
You ready, brother?
gritty.
Well, let's have some freaking fun, man. All right, we're gonna start over here with one of my favorite exercises in the entire gym. I've actually called this the gritty push down. Okay, so you know, like when you're doing, all right, first let me kind of explain what about the gritty reps is. So like, I know you watch my stories sometimes. What do you know about the gritty reps so far, just from like kind of what you watch?
So from what I saw, bro, it's like you explained it well. It's like you don't have to spend a lot of time in the gym. And then if you're spending like 35 minutes, 45 minutes, you want to make sure you maximize the time, okay? And then a lot of guys, they come here and then they do a bunch of sets, a bunch of reps, right? But you show how you can do like 3 sets and you get like the most for your buck. Like it's like if you're doing 8 reps, 10 reps, make sure you go as hard as you can. That's all I understand about it.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. So really the most important thing to understand about it is that, you know, like those last few reps before failure on a set, like when you start a set, you're kind of like, you're just kind of pumping it out. But then once you get towards the end and it's like really gets, yeah, that is the grit. So really what I learned was that those were the most valuable reps for creating muscle, because I used to do like kind of what everyone else does, which is, you know, just kind of those slow and control, do a lot of stuff, and you might get the gritty reps, but sometimes you might stop early. But when you understand that it was just those that filled muscle in the first place, I basically just cut out anything that wasn't the grit. I cut it out. All right, so what you're gonna notice, we're not gonna do a ton of sets today. We'll probably only do like 15 total sets, but each set that we do, all we're pursuing is that grit. We're pursuing those reps that we're like pushing our hardest, but it's kind of moving slow on its own. Okay, so on the triceps, sometimes it can be hard to do that when you're standing up, because if you go heavy on a tricep push down and you're standing, sometimes you feel a line in your core, it's a little bit unstable. So that's why I love the gritty push down with on the bench, because it's so stable that you're gonna be able to really just go at it all out, bro. You're gonna love it. All right, so first things first, I just want to make sure form is perfect. Okay, so let's go right here. This kind of lightweight, but really all it looks like is just like a normal tricep push down, where you might do like with like a rope. How do you normally do your tricep push down? So standing like this, sort of rope with the rope. So one thing too is like when you're going to do the grit method, to do the gritty reps, you have to go heavier than usual. If you go really heavy with a rope, sometimes you could feel your pain in your fingers before your tricep, right? So ideally we want any sensation of pain or effort that isn't the muscle we're trying to train, we're trying to cut it out. Does that make sense? So that's why I like this, because you don't feel in your hands at all. You're only going to feel your tricep. Okay, so it'll look just like this. Okay, so elbows right close to my body, just like this, and I'm pushing just like that. Okay, so start with a lightweight just so I can make sure your form is perfect. Okay,
Nice.
I see it. Gritty. Yes, sir. So this is the warm-up, then we'll go for the grit. Yes, sir. And I kind of like to bring my feet back, like all the way out of the way. That way you can kind of push all the way down towards your legs. Holy moly, this dude's got some muscles. There we go. And keep your elbows close to your body. There we go. Yes, sir. Feel comfy?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, let go. All right, nice. All right. Scale of 1 to 10. How intense is that guy?
That was good. Like I was like in the first set.
If 10 was like max intensity and like 1 was like easy, how intense was that weight, would you say?
7.
7? Okay.
Yeah.
So do you think, like, let's say, how many reps could you have gotten to with just that weight?
Like even the first one felt challenging, bro. So
There's self-up for
you should say 8.
8? Okay, so that means that we were actually pretty close to the gritty reps territory. So this is a good way that you can kind of like gauge, hey, what weight is going to get me in the gritty rep range? So ideally, we want to pick a weight that is going to get us right to that failure point, ideally at like 5 or 6, okay? When you understand it's just the last 5 that are the most meaningful, if you want to be like maximally efficient, then you could just pick a weight that's going to get you to failure right at 5. If you want to be slightly less efficient, 6 or 7 is okay. But I think let's go 1 heavier. I think this will get you near failure right around 5 to 6 reps. Okay, and this time, Wansix, keep your elbows down the whole time instead of going up between. Just keep it down and just push hard as you can with every single rep. There we go. Like your life depends on it, bro. Yes, sir. That is the grit I like. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, bro. Nice and gritty, dog. Push hard. Like you're trying to punch somebody in front of you. Yes, sir. Nice. Let's go, bro. Keep pushing all the way near failure. Yes, sir. Good, Wansix. Now you're getting gritty with it, bro. Good job. Very nicely done. Stuff, dude. All right. That was like what I like to call a steak knife set, right?
Yeah.
So I always say like if building muscle was like cutting through a steak, what you don't want to do is use a butter knife, right? Have you ever tried to cut through a steak with a butter knife?
Yeah, it doesn't work. It takes a lot.
It just takes a while, right? What happens when you use the steak knife though?
I mean, easy.
Easy. Just like you can go and then you could like, if you want, you could do one cut with a steak knife and then you could eat some mashed potatoes, some greens, and then come back, do another cut, right? What I'm getting at is, you know, we're gonna try to make each set very effective rather than just doing more sets. Okay, so now I'm gonna let you take a long rest. So that was 80 pounds for 7. So I'm track it right here.
Oh, no.
All right, so track it just like this. 80 pounds, 7 reps. And now you notice there's a rest timer on there. So I'm always gonna prescribe at least a minute and a half of rest. Okay, you'll notice such a drastic difference between even 30 to 45 seconds of rest and a minute and a half to 2 minutes. Like if you tried to do this same weight with only 30 seconds of rest, you would probably only get, you just got 7 reps, you might only get like 3 or 4 reps. But if you do the whole minute and a half rest, you'll actually get like pretty much close to the same level of strength.
So how important you say resting is when it comes to building muscle?
Super important, bro. Incredibly important, because when you understand that it's just the last 5 reps that are the most important for building muscle, if you take not enough rest and you go from 7 reps to failure to hitting failure at 3, you're missing out on the most meaningful reps because it was those last ones that are the most important ones anyways. So that's why it's incredibly important. That's a great question. While you're resting another minute, I'm gonna do 1 set. Let's go. Let's see. I'm going for 100 to see how gritty this is. You ready? You gotta lead by example. See, this is what I was saying. I kind of like put my feet back here. Nice. That was gritty, dude. So that was pretty much failure. Oh, holy cow. Oh,
These guys is the real series that
you know you did a good job on a gritty set if 5, 6, or 7 reps makes your heart beat like you just did 3 sets. So it's not about doing less. It's about taking all the effort that you're already giving, but just consolidating it to shorter bursts.
So right now I feel like I'm not only training hard, but at least like smart. So
Exactly.
so it's like training hard, training smart.
Exactly. Especially like, how much time do you spend working every day?
Working out
No, like working on your business.
10 hours.
10 hours. Like, bro, that's a lot of time. You know, it's like, do you have the luxury to spend, 3 hours or just being inefficient with the rest of your life and the rest of your habits when you're spending 10 hours a day at work, right? So a lot of guys that are the same boat where they're like, man, I'm spending 10 hours a day working. I don't have time to get in shape. I don't have time to work out because they have this stigma in their brain that they think that it's going to have to be super time intensive, super energy intensive. So just understanding and having a way to just make it super efficient and optimal, just like pretty liberating. At least it was for me, because I'm the same way. I work 10 hours a day. Like, I don't have time to be inefficient with everything else. Yeah. All right, are you ready, broski? All right, let's go for another set. You want to go? So last time you did 70, how close to failure did you get with the 70?
What do you mean?
So do you feel like when you got 7 reps with the, oh no, sorry, you did 80. You got 7 reps. Do you feel like you had any more in the tank, or was that right near failure? Not more. You have maybe 1 more? Okay. I never mind like 1 in the tank. I like either 0 in the tank or 1 in the tank. That's generally like the perfect. Yeah, let's go 1 notch heavier, bro. I think you could do 90 pounds. Heck, it should get you right in that gritty range. Yes, sir, bro. Grit that up, Wansix. Yes, sir. Grit that, John. Yes, sir. Good freaking grit. That is the gritty reps right there, dog. Push that shit as hard as you possibly can. Put gritty, gritty, gritty. Finish that grit. Finish that. Holy cow, that was really good, bro. You almost got that last one. But I never mind that. You really got out of your comfort zone there. Yeah, that's what I like to see. Good. Because that was four reps. I guarantee you, next time you do this exercise, you'll be able to get that for, yeah, be honest, this is my first time. Yeah, and you create some muscle right there, hypertrophy. So remember, it's the last 5 that are the most important, right? So when you did that heavier weight, yeah, and you got 4 really stimulating reps right there. Okay, feel that in the triceps? Nice, bro. All right, really, good job, dude. All right, it's 90 for 4. All right, you want to go? Let's go to the next exercise. Yeah. All right, let's do it. All right, let's go for the. On me, broski. Let's go for our lat pull down. All right, guys. So we went through some triceps. 162 extremely gritty sets. Got right near failure. Now we're going for our cable lat pull down. Okay. So normally when you do cable lat pull down 1/6, what would be your approach going to this exercise?
Are you talking about forms or in terms of weight?
On weight, sets, reps, weight.
So basically I try to do 4 sets, 12 reps.
4 sets, 12 reps. Okay. So what weight would you put on here if you were doing it on fire cells? Start with 105 on it. All right. So go for the 105. I want to see your set, bro.
I usually a warm up. So
warm up. Okay.
and I saw like the gritty does there.
Yeah. so when it comes to the grit method, I would say always take as many warm-ups as you need. So we're gonna do 2 super gritty sets for each workout, okay, or each exercise. But if you want to do a warm-up, sometimes I do warm-up, sometimes I just jump right into the grit. But all right, we'll do like a little warm-up here. Holy moly, this dude's got a big back. All right, there you go. Easy enough? Yeah. All right, bros, you ready to get gritty with it? It's what I like to call gritty time. All right, so now we're gonna pick a weight that's gonna get you right near failure at like 5, 6, or 7 reps. All right, so what's the heaviest you've gone on here before?
I think 165.
185? We're going for 185, broski. All right, I have 0 doubt you can do this because, dude, you have a lot of muscles, so yeah, 100%. So what I want you to do, I can do it. So what you'll notice, bro, when you start going really gritty on a pull, sometimes you'll feel your fingers before your back. Okay. That's a big no-no, right? Because we're not trying to train the fingers here. We're trying to train your back. So we want to make sure your back goes, you feel like your back is going to failure before anything else. Okay, so the way that we're going to alleviate that grip fatigue is we're going to use these joints. You ever used these before? No. Bro, you're going to love these, okay? This is going to be the strongest set you've ever felt on your back, bro. This is like doing 4 back sets in 1. That's what it feels. This is how you compress time, guys. All right.
So this guy, bro, this is it. Like,
Yeah. So watch
this is the best program.
So let me tell you something. So come out just like this, wrist over. There we go. So I would say if you're watching this and you're more like in the beginner to intermediate stage, you can get pretty gritty without the weightlifting straps. But if you look like Wansix, you're already like got some good muscle on you, right? You're gonna want these are gonna get you from great to elite. Okay, these are not what you need to get from beginner to good or great. That makes sense, bro. So, right. So the way that you use these guys, first you gotta make sure. Let me show the camera real quick. This strap needs to always go between your thumb and your index finger. So just like this, okay? And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna make a V. So your hand and the strap make a V, just like this, okay? And then whatever attachment should go right in between the V, okay? So notice right here, the attachment goes right in between the V. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap this from the pinky to the thumb. So pinky to thumb, you wanna get it as tight as possible. The more tight, the more effective. You're gonna hold on to that. There you go, broski. Nice and tight. All right, let's get it as well. It's all right. This is about to be the best set on your back you've ever done. Overhand, just like this. All right, so now, bro, I want you to pull as hard as you can with every single rep, okay? Keep your form perfect, all right? It's not about lifting heavy at the expense of your form. The form is the foundation. Yeah. Okay? So keep the form, but pull as hard as you can every rep. Let's go for that grit. Yes, sir. That is gritty. Beautiful, broski. That's what I like. Yes, sir. Nice, Wansix. Good grit, bro. Get all the way in your failure, bro. I want you to pull so you literally can't pull anymore. Yes, sir. Great job, bro. Yes, sir. That's 6. Good, 1-6. Yes, sir. Right in your failure. I got one more. Yes, sir. One more, bro. Yes, sir. Great. That's how you know you did a good job with the grit. You shouldn't be able to control the last rep. Good job, bro. See, that was an excellent gritty rep. Good job, dude. All right, how'd that feel? Good. I feel like 3. Everyone went to 185, dude. Yeah. So what happened, bro, is you actually just unlocked the new muscle fibers in your back. So every muscle in your body is not just like one muscle. Every muscle has tons of muscle fibers, hundreds of thousands of them, in fact, right? So imagine your lats, for example, has all these muscle fibers, right?
Yeah.
And only a certain amount of them are activated and actually used based on the type of move that you're doing. So if I'm doing a very easy move, let's say I did like this with no weight, right? Very little weight. And look how easy this is. This does not take like any effort. I'm still using the same muscles, the same muscle, the lats, but I'm only using like 10% of the muscle fibers are actually switching on to help me do that movement, right? But when I go for a really heavy weight that I've never touched before, like 185 in this case, you've never actually attempted that, new muscle fibers that were like dormant, they were like sleeping, they never had to be used, they're like waking up and they're like, oh shit, like let's help out Wansix do this new task that he's never asked me to do before, right? So that's the only reason why I have a lot of muscle, is because I've learned how to unlock a lot of muscle fibers in my
Natural, bro.
Yeah, all natural. This idea is called motor unit recruitment. So if you're curious about it,
So you want to learn about getting on, steroids. Then you need to try the grit method first.
you need to try the grit method first, bro. Like if you were on steroids and doing the grit method, you would just be like ultra elite, right? But a lot of people are just training suboptimally and they're like, oh, I guess I'm just gonna cheat and take steroids to get to elite. When in fact, you can go from good to great just by unlocking new muscle fibers, doing the gritty reps, understanding how hypertrophy actually works. And then I personally would never take steroids, you know that, but some people, like, I don't know, then I would say before you definitely ever consider doing that, you got to be at least actually training naturally as optimally as possible to gain access to as many muscle fibers as possible.
Yeah, I got a question. It's like when you're training like this, it's different. So let's say today's back day, right? And I did this. So do I still need to hit back twice a week or once a week would be?
That's such a great question, bro. I wish I brought my pencil and paper. I could explain it so well. Let me see if I got something in my backpack. Repeat your question one more time, bro. Okay, yeah.
Yes, bro. So basically, you know, this is very intense and this is a small way to train. I ain't even gonna lie. It's my first time trying this, right? So my question is, if we train it with this intensity, do we still need to do each muscle group twice a week or once a week is enough?
That's such a good question. So really, the frequency that you're training a muscle is going to be very important, and how many sets you're doing in each workout is going to be important, right? So for example, when I personally recommend with the grip method is 2 gritty sets on a muscle group, for example, the back, but spaced out at least 3 times per week, right? If I was going to do 3 gritty sets, I might space it out twice a week. If I was going to do 6 gritty sets on a muscle, that it would be like once a week, right? So kind of how it works is like this, bro. All right, I'll explain it like this. So you know, like a pencil is very sharp, right? When you just sharpen a pencil, it works very well. It's very effective, yes, right? But then the more you use the pencil, it starts to get more and more dull until it's basically enough. It's like ineffective. So if this was like the effectiveness of the pencil and this was like the usage, you get these diminishing returns. The more you use it, the less effective it becomes. Okay, same exact thing with training any muscle in a workout, right? So if the usage was like the amount of sets that you do, right? And this was like 1 set, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The more sets that you do on the same muscle in the same workout, the least effective each set becomes, right? So that's why we stay in this like 2 to 3 set territory, is that way we can stay in the very effective range, right? When that muscle is fresh and you can do grit that looks like that, that's like top tier. If you did try to do 6 sets on the 185, by the time you got to like sets 4, 5, and 6, and you've already created so much fatigue, you're not going to be able to get such good bang for your buck.
Nice. Okay.
Right? So what a lot of guys are doing is they're going to train just one muscle group at a time. This is what I used to do. There's like chest on Monday, back on Tuesday, shoulders, legs, arms, right?
Yeah.
And what they're doing is, first of all, they're doing all these sets on that muscle. They're probably not just doing 7, they're probably doing closer to like 17, right?
Yeah.
So you're eventually getting to this point where you're literally just doing overkill all the way over here, not actually gaining access to new muscle fibers. That's what hypertrophy is all about. It's about managing your fatigue so that you can gain access to as many muscle fibers as possible.
Just learn something new.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy. It took me like 2 years to learn this stuff. I was so confused because my coach, he used very like big words because he's like a physiologist, right? So I had to learn like the deep physiology. But my clients, they don't give a shit about physiology. They want to hear this in terms of pencils. Like, you had to learn how to like articulate the complex stuff in a way that's simple. But this is kind of why I shifted away from doing just one muscle group and spamming that muscle, that I realized I was just getting into overkill. I wasn't actually getting any gains from a lot of those later sets, right? So let's say if I did the bro split, I was just doing one muscle group at a time, like what a lot of people do. If this was like muscle growth, so hypertrophy, and this was muscle loss, atrophy, what a lot of people do is they'll do like a lot of sets, so they might get all this territory too, and they'll create a pretty big signal, right? They'll create a lot of muscle growth, hypertrophy, but then they're not training it again for an entire week, right? So by the time the next week comes, it goes all the way back to baseline.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of repeat, right? This is a pretty good strategy if you're a noob and you're going from 30% of your muscle fibers to 70% of your muscle fibers. You can pretty much do this and you'll get to that 70%.
Get to a point that you want
to get from 70% access to muscle fibers to 80%, 85%. It takes being smarter. And this will answer your question. This is why if I'm doing the back, like 2 gritty sets, I'm going to get a pretty good signal, right? Staying in this very effective territory. But then 2 days later, right when it's about to dip, boom, I train it again. And then 2 days later, right when it's about to dip, boom, I train it again. Man, boom, I train it again. So instead of it going back to baseline every time, we're just kind of spamming it, creating all that fatigue, doing the overkill, and then repeating that process. I'm being very smart, staying in the most effective territory as I can, but then doing that spaced out throughout the week. And
So from what you just explained, would you say with the grip method, a full body split is better?
Yeah, it is, bro. That's why I love full body. I program it for all my clients. I'll either program full body. It's hard to do full body like 5 times a week, right? So if I have a client or if I'm doing a program that's like 4 to 5 times a week, I'll mix in some upper and lower days, but I would never do just like a chest and tricep day, right? So I'll either bro, you'll love it, bro. I promise you will make some gains, especially because you save time and energy doing this. Now you have more time and energy you can spend towards your cardio to just help you get shredded. Oh yeah. So that's the key. It's not like combining. A lot of people try to combine like their cardio and their weight training, and they're like trying to get their heart going. When you're using the grip method is about splitting them, complete other sides of the spectrum. We're doing the muscle growth as effectively as we can, and we do the cardio as effectively as we can. We're not combining them. And when I finish gritty reps, I take rest between my sets. I'll walk around the gym, I chop it up with people, right? Because I'm not worried about going fast, I'm worrying about being effective.
Efficient. Exactly. So from the app that we're using right now, with the rest in between, what is the time, you think each workout take?
If you follow it to a T, it never takes more than 35 to 40 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So some guys say they can't come to the gym because they spend 2 hours.
Yeah.
Right?
It's crazy.
So it's like, and 2 hours like time frame, you can do like three workouts. Usually the gritty method.
The gritty method, but I would never even do them all in one day. But yeah, it across 3 separate days.
That's it. Because what I'm saying is like, let's say we were to train every single day, it wouldn't even seem something that's a big deal because we're only spending 40 minutes in the gym.
Exactly.
And a lot of guys don't want to come. It's because they think they're about to spend 2 hours per.
Yeah. No.
But with the gritty method, bro,
it's super effective, bro. I know it's 3. That's why I work out every single day, guys. I'm always work out because I never get super fatigued and exhausted, but I still make great gains. I could work out just using if I want to do gritty every single day, it would be a lot harder. You have to do like pretty low volume. You'd have to not even do 15 sets. You'd have to do like 8 total gritty sets, upper, lower. I know I'm only had one client that ever wanted to be on a 7-day program, but generally, yeah, you're spot on, bro. And then you piss it, bro. In between days, you could do like your cardio and stuff. All right, let's get your second gritty set in, dude.
Can you help me out with?
Yeah, of course. We're gonna increase the weight from the 185 to 205.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
I'm excited. That's the heaviest ever.
Yeah, you're stronger than you think, dude.
Okay.
We have to wake up those dormant muscle fibers. They're not gonna wake up themselves.
Right.
All right, here you go, dude.
All right, coach.
All right, let's go.
Why did you call your program optimizer, like co-optimizer?
That's a great question, dude. Honestly, optimize is the word that changed my life. I have right here on my bracelet, it says optimize. It's my favorite word in the English language, and it's because I thought like, how in one word can I capture the philosophy of being the best version of yourself? I used to never live to be the best version of myself. I just was a coaster. I just was like pursued whatever felt good in the moment. I was comfortable. I never really tried my best at anything. And the day I committed my life to this philosophy of wanting to be the best Jacob I could possibly be, my life completely changed. I used the gym to start proving to myself like that I was more capable than I thought, and I just transformed myself. And that's why it's called the optimizers, because when somebody joins my program, they're not just joining a program, they're not just doing a workout routine, they're sending a signal to themselves that I'm tired of being that stagnant kind of person. I'm tired of being somebody that's playing small, that's been coasting, and I'm ready to step into my true identity of somebody that is going to live into the best version of themselves.
Yeah, so it's not just about a number on the scale. It's the person you're becoming, the pride to grow. Relax, let's go, bro.
Brings me to tears almost. I love this, dude. All right, dude. Yes, sir. Pull hard as you possibly can, Wansix. Good stuff. Yes, sir, bro. Good freaking grit. That's that grit I like. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Wansix. Great grit. Yes, sir, dude. That shit was gritty, bro. Shit. That's like 3 sets in one, guys. It's not about doing more. It's about getting more from what you do.
Exactly.
Train like this guy, 1-6. No, that was great, dude.
I'm being super honest, right? This is my new method.
Yes, sir. 0. So what, like, after actually trying it compared to like what you had seen on my stories or on my Instagram, what's kind of, how do you understand it in a better way now, actually testing it out versus just watching?
To be honest, bro, it's like I understood what you were saying while watching your videos, but actually putting the work in, it makes perfect sense. So it's like, if I would describe it with one word, bro, the gritty method is life-changing.
Holy shit.
Life-changing, entire.
Yeah, it's true, dude. It's like, now that you understand how this works, think how much hours you're gonna save with the course of your life, bro.
Yeah, because I usually spend 1 hour, 30 minutes, like, including my party, right? But now I feel like it could be like 1 hour.
Yeah, 100%. And instead of 4 sets, you'll be able to do like 2 or 3. It's really good sets.
Yeah, because I usually come here, I'll put like the 75 room up and then go 105 and then max out at 150. But today I did like, what, 55 more pounds?
Yeah.
That's cost like the build.
Yeah, exactly, dude. That's real good quality muscle growth right there.
I felt stuck at somewhere. Yeah. I feel like I'm not getting any stronger, but this,
yeah,
already like,
that's great, bro. And you're gonna be able to apply these principles with every single exercise that you're doing. Every single one, bro, which is really cool. So what I would say too is that you can still do warm up if you want to just lubricate the joints a little bit. Some people don't like to jump right into the grit. Me personally, sometimes I do just because I'm weird. Yeah. But I would say do as many warm-ups as you feel like, and then first set, like next time, go straight for 205. That's your new floor.
Stop. Take your stories. Gritty method is that way.
Yes, sir. All right, let's go to the next exercise, guys. All right, so we went through the cable lat pull down. Now let's go inside, guys. Let's go for hack squat. Follow me. All right, guys. So we just did the cable lat pull down. Wansix did 2 sets. He did 185 for 8, and then he just did 205. How many did you get on 205, bro?
I got like 6.
6? Yes, sir. So it's important to track it, guys, because next time you do this exercise, you're gonna want to go for 205 for 7. So that's why it's very important and valuable when it comes to building muscle and just keeping yourself motivated on your routine. Is you don't want to just be going through the motions, doing some frivolous bullshit, right? You want to be very intentional. Make sure you're getting stronger, right? So that's why you got to track, and that's gonna just keep you engaged. Make sure that you're actually building muscle. All right, now we're going for our Smith machine incline press. And you want to throw a plate on here? Want to throw a plate on that side? Oh yeah, thanks, bro. All right, bro, this is one of my favorite exercises in the entire gym. So same exact principles are gonna apply here. We're gonna pick a weight. Form is always the foundation. So if you getting gritty is at the expense of your form, that means you're doing it wrong, right? So it's not about ego lifting. It's not about just going heavy for the sake of going heavy. Form is the foundation, and I'm picking a weight that I'm pushing as hard as I can with every single rep. I'm just getting straight to that grit from the jump. Yeah. Okay, with this bench, be careful on the dismount. Sometimes it can be hard to like rack it if I'm facing this direction. So just keep that in mind. But I think you'll be straight. When you face the other direction, it's easier for some reason. Okay. All right, let's do a quick warm up. Make sure this feels nice and comfy. I might need to scoot the bench back a tiny bit, but you tell me how it feels, bro. Okay, so you gotta rotate it forward and then adjust your wrist. There we go. Comfy? Yeah, rack it. Yeah. I might need to scooch it back a tiny bit, or you want me to turn the bench to the other direction?
Which one do you think is better?
I think let's turn the bench this way. It's easier to initiate it and dismount it.
With that camera, don't you think the angles?
But yeah, that's why I put it this way.
Yeah, okay, just keep it. Okay, yeah.
Then what I would say, bro, when you initiate it, just rotate it all the way and then just readjust your wrist.
Yeah. All right.
How intense was that weight? Scale of 1 to 10.
6.
6? All right. So we're gonna put a weight that's gonna get you now right near failure.
Yeah.
Between like 5, 6, or 7.
Yeah, I felt comfortable for some reason. I already push it.
Yeah. Probably push it back a tiny bit. I'll go. I'll probably also have you go a tiny bit wider with your grip, just a tiny bit. I think I'll check one more time. Tell me if this feels more comfortable. This is why the warm-up sets are valuable, is because you can make sure it's just everything feels comfy. I always ask my clients, am I feel comfy? Once it feels comfy, then you can get gritty. Comfy first, gritty second. There we go. Oh yeah, that looks way comfier. That's comfy, bro?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right, you can rack it. All right, let's get gritty, bro.
Let's get gritty, guys.
All right, gritty time. All right. Yeah. You want to go with 25 on top?
Yeah.
You think you can do it? I believe in you, bro. This is definitely going to be gritty, but I believe in you, bro. You got a strong chest and shoulder.
Coach say I can do it.
I always believe in my clients, man.
So before you do like a lift, what is the mindset?
Mindset is, dude, it's time to lock in. It's time to step into the highest version of yourself. Like once you know you got the right exercise, everything's comfy, and you're going for that gritty record, just go calm, go serene, channel into the best version of you, and just push that shit as hard as you possibly can every rep.
Bro, say less.
Imagine there's a car on top of you and you have to push it. Yeah, you have to push it to save your family. That's how I want you to think. Save your family with every rep. There you go, bro. That is one of the grittiest sets I've ever seen. Push that, Wansix. Yes, sir. Good grit, bro. Push that. Gritty. Good grit. Yes, sir. Nice, dude. Oh, careful. Yes, sir. Good. Woo! Great grit, dude. You ever done that heavy before?
Long time ago.
But yeah, dang. So that was 6 reps. How close to failure was that?
Very close.
Did you have 1 in the tank, 2 in the tank?
Yeah, I had 1.
1 in tank? Okay. Especially for the first set out of 2, it's actually a good strategy sometimes to leave 1 in the tank. When I say 1 in the tank, it's like you don't have to get all the way to the point where you literally hit failure. It's actually a good way to manage your fatigue. That's kind of a little higher level, but it creates less excitation, contraction, coupling failure. That's real. Yeah, I'm serious, bro. I don't want us to go. So let's add a 5 on each side. What do you think? Then based on how that felt, you have a better insight than me. Think 5 on each side, you still get 5. You still want to do 10 on each side? Yes, sir. That's what I like to hear. Spoken like a true optimizer right there. Yes, sir. All right. Well, I'm gonna give you more time to rest. Let all that fatigue dissipate. You need it. So I will do a set.
No problem.
Lead by example. All right. This is gonna be fun. Sometimes I get angry too. That also helps.
Yeah.
I think about all that stagnation. That's my enemy.
Bro, go on more.
Nice. Wow, that was gritty.
That was gritty.
Holy cow, dude. That was one of the grittiest sets of all time, bro. Holy moly.
Let's go.
But it might look super painful, guys, but because I'm not doing high reps, my muscles are not tingling. They're not burning.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the cool part about the grip method is you don't really get that burn, that ache in your muscles as much. Like, do you feel super achy right now? now?
No, I'm feeling great.
Like probably strong, right? Yeah. So it's crazy, guys. A lot of people are in the gym. They're pursuing those feelings of just tearing their body apart. They're seeking the pain. When you seek the grit, you can actually step away from all that, those unnecessary feelings of just exhaustion, pain in your muscles and your joints, and you're just focusing on being super strong and just actually building muscle effectively.
How I see everybody is like running at like a slow pace and then sprinting, right? So we sprint is like, yes, you get tired, but it only takes you 30 seconds. We're running in a slow pace, it's like, it takes you 20 minutes to even feel like you're tired. So I'd rather do sprint. And it's like, hey, 30 seconds, I've done more than like what I could have done if I took like 20 minutes.
That is such a good metaphor. I never thought of that. That's like the steak metaphor, but even better. Yeah, it's so true. So like, if you're like the type of guy that you're also like us, working over 10 hours a day, right? You have time to be just over here being inefficient with your time, jogging, spending 20 minutes to actually get a workout? Or would you rather just come in 35 minutes, do a sprint, long rest, do a sprint, long rest, do a sprint, long rest, and then get in, get out, be effective with it?
I feel like that's better.
Yeah.
I feel like that's better.
All right, let's go.
All right, are you ready, dude?
You said something earlier though.
Angry because you're a stagnant. That's something, yeah.
Amazing. So
What makes you angry, bro?
Took me too long, bro, to take fitness seriously. Yeah, tell me about that. I feel like which changed my life because I was supposed to get in shape. Now I'm helping people do the same thing, changing lives, bro. And I'm like, could have done that earlier if I took it serious, right? But I guess things will happen for a reason.
What kept you from taking it seriously when you were, in your low point?
My environment. So it's like I wanted to do it, but it's like I didn't have people around me to. I didn't feel inspired at all. And it's just one day I just was just so tired of being so tired. And I'm like, I got no choice. If I want to get different results, I have to do something different.
Wow.
So
And how was it making that decision, even in an environment where everyone around you and everything was trying to pull you towards stagnation? How did you generate the courage to be different and to get yourself into new habits?
I mean, at first it was hard, right? Because no one is doing what you want to do. But at some point I realized if I start doing the small things, at some point I'm gonna be able to step out of my comfort zone and then meet other people, right? This was the idea. If I get in shape, I'm gonna meet people like you. Oh, and this is exactly what happened, bro. But it's like once I started getting in shape and then I started winning in life in general, I started finding winners. People who actually wanted to like make a change, make an impact. And I was like, oh, okay.
So just so you having trust that if I keep showing up, if I keep taking the small steps, eventually I'll get there, and just starting small and just staying consistent.
Oh yeah. So it's like first day I stepped into the gym, bro, I was like, there's no going back.
Wow.
I'm out of this forever. And I feel like this was gonna go my life.
Wow, bro, that's powerful. So it was really like you didn't just go into it with a goal in mind. Oh, I'm just gonna do this. It was like, no, I'm becoming a new version of
I'm just gonna start doing myself. And I'm gonna say trust the process. Also you have it. It's powerful, bro. And then I was to 20, to 20, to 25, and I got down to 180. And it's so that's why I love fitness. You never done learning. It's like I got to 180, I'm like, okay, now there's a new goal. And it's like I think I knew it all. Boom, that could have picked at there.
So I would say the day I die is the day I'm gonna be my strongest, because there's no end point with our health, guys. It's not about just getting the result. I promise you, like, the result isn't what brings you happiness or fulfillment. It's who you have to become. It's the virtue required to get the result. It's how you feel about yourself when you are showing up consistently. That's what it's all about, guys. With your health, it's not like you just get there and you make it. You never make it, right? It's just an infinite game, right? It doesn't end until our heart starts beating, right? And you want to be on your deathbed looking back on your life feeling just so disappointed that you never actually showed up for yourself. You never actually took the risk and actually started showing up in the way that you knew that you had the potential to do. And we've both been there. We both had stagnant seasons, right? We pulled ourselves out of that rut, and we're telling you from that place, it's like, it's so worth it.
Oh yeah, right? Because after getting in shape, bro, I was able to build a whole business, help other people do the same thing, right, in my community. And this is why I'm so big when it comes to community, bro, because I feel like environment is everything, right? This is why, when I talk to my clients, I'm like, hey, you have to engage with the community. Let them know what you're going through. Let them know your wins. Let them know something you accomplished, you're proud of.
Yeah.
Because it's like, sometimes, bro, people need your story to change their own life.
Yeah.
That's good. That's crazy that might sound, right? People think to see, you've done something to inspire them, to go send them. So, though, this is why, guys, you can't give up, because you don't know who you're inspiring right now.
Yeah.
So,
and it's like, I love the idea that, like, for example, you could easily look at somebody and be like, oh, like, they're just different than me. Oh, they had it easy. They're lucky. Like, I can never be like that. Like, we both were not fit. We both were not productive. We both were not growth minded. Like, there's nothing different about me and Wansix than you watching. The only thing that's different is that we actually had that commitment to creating an identity shift, and we showed up to the simple habits that would get us there. And we were patient and we had faith in the process, right? So if we could do it, you could do it too, right? And do it 10 times better. You can do it 10 times better. There's no limit. You're a human freaking freaking being. Yes, you can do whatever you put your mind to. You just gotta actually make that declaration to yourself that you're tired of your past identity. Decide who you want to be. Do what that version of you does. Don't recognize limitation. Trust the process and give it time, right? Holy crispy. All right, let's get this grit. All right, let's go, bro. Make this the grittiest set of all time, bro. And rotate that forward. Yes, sir. All the way. Beautiful. Yes, sir, Wansix. Grit that up, bro. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, dude. Yes, sir. Good push. Yes, sir, Wansix. Good ass grit, bro. Grit that shit. Yes, sir. Good. Gritty ass rep, bro. Holy cow, dude. Bro, if the past version of you just saw you in that set, you'd be like, damn. Good job, dude. All right, so that's it on chest. 2 gritty sets. But the caveat is he's going to do 2 gritty sets like that in like 2 days from now, right? Yo, you're not going to just go crazy on that one muscle group or just get those really high quality grit or spacing that out throughout the week. All right, thrash it. All right, so that was Smith machine incline press. We got 90 plus 50, so we had 140 for 7, and then he got 160 for 6. Whoa. How did those pecs feel, bro? Strong, yeah. That's how you know you did the gritty rep properly. All right, okay, let's get one more exercise to round out the day. All right, let's go for a hack squat. This is not gonna be easy, especially considering Wansix and I did a run this morning. Yeah, for almost 5 miles, but you know what? No excuses. That's not the optimizer way. No excuses. Well, oh no, wait, your knees are, yeah, injured knees. Sorry guys, we can't do this one just because Wansix has a little bit of knee injury. Probably from not doing the grip method, to be honest. All right, let's go for our dumbbell lateral raise. Our lateral raise, that's where we'll finish out with. All right, follow me. Well, let's actually do the machine lateral raise. It's a little bit better. Okay. Probably, bro, like when you're doing really high volume, especially lots of squats, like that's when you really actually get a lot of pain in your joints. So when I got my shoulder injury, it's because I was doing like just chest day, and that's when I got the injury. So I bet when you start switching to this, you'll see the pain in your knee really start to dissipate. Yes, yeah. All right, let's go right over here. All right, let's finish out, dude. So I generally prefer this over the dumbbell lateral raise. Okay. If you notice with the dumbbell lateral raise, it's sometimes hard to get gritty because if you go for a heavy weight, it's so unstable and it's hard to like really like get it to feel like, you know, really experience that grit. You know what I mean? Where this is a little easier, yeah.
So with the grit method, isolation movements is better than compound movement.
So basically stable movements are better than unstable movements. All that. The more stable the exercise, the easier it is to get the grit. So when I'm doing free weights, like if I was doing a barbell squat, basically the more things you have to think about, the harder it is to just think about the grit. So the reason why that Smith machine was so easy to get gritty reps is because it was so stable. You can just close your eyes and just push as hard as you can, right? But if you're doing like a barbell press where you have to think about stabilizing the exercise, coordinating it, it's hard to just get that same level of focus on the grit. You make sense, right? Same thing with the dumbbell lateral raise. If it's pretty unstable, it's hard to just focus on just pushing as hard as you can. Just why machines is like really the best option when it comes to the grip method, guys. Big machine guy. All right, so let's go right here. It's gonna look just like this, Rod. It's just like usual. Push as hard as you can every single rep. Just like go. Hey, you want to do a warm up? Set it out first. All right, like this. All right. Have you done this machine? Never. Oh yeah, you'll like it, bro. Yeah, pretty easy. All right, now let's gritty it up, bro. All right, so now when I say gritty time, now we're gonna pick a weight that's getting him right near failure at like 5, 6, or 7. And when it's your first time doing a machine, you kind of have to do this calibration process. You got to figure out, hey, what weight's actually gonna get me near failure in that range. Once you get there once, then you just track it, and you know next time you do that exercise again, oh, okay, this weight's gonna get me right in the gritty range, right? So you only really need to do this testing process the first time you're doing a machine. So let's go right here. I think 121. This should be. Let's see how this feels. Sir, bro. Yes, sir. Good grit. Get right near failure, dude. Yes, sir. Nice. Great job. So that was 7. So 121 for 7. Not sure. So what I'm gonna recommend, let's rest at least a minute and a half. We're gonna go 1 notch heavier. 132. That should get him right near failure, right at like 5. So what you got going on for the rest of the day, bro?
Work. Think that we got.
Right. Is this? Yes, sir. You gonna be doing any readings today?
Probably before I go sleep.
Nice.
What do you like? When it comes to what I'm reading right now, dormant, buy my kids out.
Buy about good time. That's a great book. If you're like a business owner and you feel like, damn, I got so much on my plate, like I'm spending time towards things that are draining my energy, there's a book you actually want to pick up. It's called Buy Back Your Time by Dan Martell. It's all about spending your time towards things that bring you energy. So that's why we love the gym, is because this is an energy generating activity. It's not something that's going to drain us, right? If you're spending time on emails all day, right? Say, oh, I'm spending 2 hours on emails. I'm spending 2 hours on Zoom meetings that I don't need to be a part of, so I don't have time to go to the gym. Think how backwards that is. Why would you want to spend your entire life filling your calendar with things that drain you? Wouldn't you rather optimize your habits and your routine to do things that make you feel like $1,000,000, right?
I'm even gonna lie, bro. I feel like the grid method is is a perfect explanation, right, of biohacking time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how could we transfer that into fitness? So basically, when you come to the gym, do things that are gonna help you move forward, right? Right. So instead of wasting time doing all of these sets, ref, and then it's like we spend time doing less, but it's like we're doing more at the same time. So basically, instead of doing 4 sets of 12 reps, and it's like you're not even adding more weights. The grid method allows you to do less sets, right? So less reps, but more weights. That's gonna help you do more miss.
Just getting more from less time. It's not just always about working harder, but smarter. So same principles. It is just a life principle. Like we want to squeeze every drop out of every moment of life. Isn't that the good life? Why would we want to spend our time being ineffective with our time and energy?
And a lot of people don't like lifting weights. So when you spend your time being effective, you got more time to do things that you enjoy.
Spending time with your families, you know, it's just more free time, more time to regenerate, more time to work on your business. So all those, yeah, that's why it's so powerful too. And like, hey, what I love, bro, is like, to me, every workout is not just like a workout. It's a powerful vote that you're casting that you are this new identity, that you are a better version of you. So even if it's a 30-minute workout, we say, oh, I don't want to work out if I'm not going all in. I don't want to work out if I'm not, you know, pushing like crazy towards this goal and having this all or nothing mindset. It's not about that. It's just about showing up and casting these votes that I am the best version of me. I am the best version of me. Every time you work out, you're dropping a vote in that ballot. I'm the best version of me. I'm the best version of me. That's the powerful part about it. Working out is not just about, you know, like the systems all the time. It's not just about like the machines. It's about what they represent and how powerful they are, just like metaphysically. If that makes sense. Does that land for you? Did that make sense? Yeah, they probably. So, all right, let's do one more set. Finish this out on a good note. 121, bro. You fought. All right, yeah, 132, bro. Even Coach Gritty messes up sometimes, guys. Yes, sir, broski. Push hard as you can every single rep. Beautiful. Coach that, John. Yes, sir. Hard as you can. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, bro. Holy crap, dude. You're gonna turn into such a beast because you're gonna do this. I know this is gonna give you more, help you feel more liberated to just really take your cardio to the next level. So you're gonna actually build muscle, but because you'll get off of your cardio, you'll get shredded. That's my boy right now. Yeah, get jacked and shredded, bro. Bro, you're gonna turn into such a lean is law. What'd you say?
Lean is law. Like we have to be.
I love that, bro. Yeah. If you're not lean, you're just disrespecting yourself because you have the potential to be lean. Like, yo, I do.
And you know, there's that Haitian proverb, right? He says, "Sans planter, c'est le récolter," meaning that, you know, you get what you put out, right? Basically, in my community, I see people complaining about not liking, you know, their stomach, not liking their, you know, arms fat, right? But the thing is, your body is literally showing you the results of your habits. So you can't really get mad at that. Like, you're not looking great if you're not doing the work, right? So it's called sans planter, c'est le récolter. So you get what you put out, basically.
Yeah, what you put out, man. If you were expecting a result, but you're not willing to do the inputs required to get the result, it's like you're trying to cheat reality. There's no cheating reality. You gotta have respect for cause and effect. Do the work, do the inputs, show up to the process, and results will come. Yeah.
And then this goes back to fitness. You cannot outtrain a bad diet. So at the end of the day, you're doing all of this lifting at the gym. You need to eat right. You need to sleep, right? You need to recover because
it's not about one thing. It's everything. Yeah? And you know, especially how you do one thing is how you do everything. So I believe if you're doing the grid method, there's no way you're not gonna want to eat clean and live a healthy lifestyle outside of the gym.
So true, bro.
Because I mean, bro, the grid method is the key.
I say, the grid method is the key.
So, bro, that was super fun. Thank you so much. Where can they find you on Instagram?
So my Instagram is Wansix. So WANSIX fit FIET. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
I haven't been into YouTube like Jacob, but soon, all right?
He will definitely make my view my channel on there. Yes. And what, guys, if you're watching this, go follow this man. He's one of my favorite follows. I watch his stories all the time. He's showing up to his habits. He's up early. He's reading. He's working. He's leading by example for his community, and he shares incredible client wins. And if you happen to be Haitian and you're watching this and you're not in this guy's program, what the fuck are you doing, brother? So I literally, like, if I was Haitian and I was out of shape, I would literally be in this guy's program in a heartbeat. Because why would I not want to step into the highest version of myself? Why would I keep wanting to live that life of stagnation? Makes no sense. Yeah. So
imagine a life, you know, imagine when you die and then
there's nothing to remember about you. You're not fit. You're not leading by example. This is, I don't know, just thinking about this is like, it makes my brain hurt. I don't know.
So, because we've been there and we didn't know that comfortable route is not the way. Yeah. The easy route is not the way. Yeah. The route of stagnation is not the way.
And when you do hard things, bro, it brings confidence.
Right? A lot of people think, you know, confidence is just about, you know, looking good, dressing well, but it's about, you know, making promises to yourself and then keeping them. So if you can make promises to yourself and keep them,
it doesn't matter like how good you think you look. You're not gonna be confident.
Yeah.
You become confident
confident by making promises to yourself, and we keep that. So,
And the best part about confidence is not even how you're showing up to the world, it's how you feel about yourself. Like when you genuinely do those hard things and you are earning that sense of confidence, it's just the reputation that you acquire with your own self. When you look in the mirror and you feel proud of the reflection that you see back in you, like there's no better feeling than that, right? Now, I truly believe that every single human being on this earth, it is their privilege, no, it is their duty to experience that feeling, right? If you look in the mirror and you're not proud of what you see in the reflection, like, and you're tolerating that, I think it's time to just take inventory on your life and your beliefs and just consider everything that we talked about and actually commit to stepping into that new version of yourself.
very simple. Change your habits, change your life.
Spot on. Thank you so much, brother. We'll definitely get another lift in sometime, but thank you guys. Later. See you in the next video.